Alright, so Elon has been quite vocal about the Russia-Ukraine war, and with all reason. Besides the fact that the billionaire is well known for standing for freedom, Elon has lost a lot of money as a result of this war and its impact on the market. Particularly Tesla stock, which obviously represent a big chunk of its fortune. As you might already know, Elon is one of the handful of people that hold the status of ultra rich. And up until this point, he was actually the only person in the world holding a fortune over $200 billion. Unfortunately for him, after this recent market downturn, he was kicked out of his one-person club. So as of today, no person in the world has a fortune of over $200 billion. Obviously, the more money you have, the more you're exposed and impacted by global turmoil like the one that we're experiencing right now. Just to give you an idea, Elon's fortune decreased about $13 billion. That puts his fortune at a modest $198.6 billion according to the Bloomberg Billionaire Index. Elon suffered these losses due to the fall of Tesla shares for about 4 days in a row. Prices of Tesla stock reached the lowest since October last year. In total, Musk has already lost $72 billion in the past fiscal year. Ouch. This is more than the combined losses of the fortune of the 3 richest people following him. Again, this decline in his wealth happened due to the geopolitical tension going on in Ukraine, added on top of the more aggressive monetary policy of the Fed. Nevertheless, Elon remains the richest man in the world, and it seems like he wants to really help the people from Ukraine. How so? Well, stay tuned to the end of the video because I'm going to explain how much and how involved Elon Musk is in this geopolitical conflict. Hi there, my name is Hector. If you're new to my channel, here I talk about everything related to personal finance, from the stock market, real estate, cryptocurrencies, and even World War III heroes. So if you're into that kind of stuff, by all means consider subscribing and also hitting that bell notification so you get an alert every time I post a new video. So let's get rolling. So let me briefly remind you of what's going on. So the news is that the president of Ukraine, Vladimir Zelensky, on Saturday, March 5th, had a phone call with Elon in which he thanked Elon for his support. Because, if you didn't know, Elon gave Ukraine access to SpaceX Starlink satellites. What? Hold on. What does that mean? Hold on, little bunny. I'm about to explain. Starlink is a constellation of satellites created by SpaceX with the aim of launching satellite internet coverage that one day will cover the entire globe. In 2021, the number of satellites launched by SpaceX reached more than 1,700. And according to the most recent update back in February this year, the beta internet service is available now in 29 countries. Well, now and upon request, Elon activated the network in Ukraine. He also tweeted that more satellites are on the way. The activation of the Starlink satellites came after the Ukraine's first Vice Prime Minister, Michael Fedorov, asked for help on a tweet. On his tweet, he said to Elon, "While you try to colonize Mars, Russia tries to occupy Ukraine. While your rockets successfully land from space, Russian rockets attack Ukrainian civil people. We ask you to provide Ukraine with Starlink stations and to address saying Russians to stand." Just moments later, Elon Musk responded, "Starlink services are active now in Ukraine. More terminals en route." This is awesome. Like, seriously guys, this is Tony Stark level awesome. Just a little thing though. And first of all, by no means do I want to undermine the humanitarian reasons behind Elon's help to Ukraine. But I do need to point out that this is probably a little more personal than just helping Ukrainians. You see, just a few days ago, and in response to the US sanctions imposed on several sectors of the Russian economy, including Roscosmos, the Russian space agency, a Russian space chief hit back, warning that if the sanctions continued, they might stop providing rocket engines to the US. Moreover, speaking on state television, Mr. Rogozhin said, "In a situation like this, we can't supply the United States with our world's best rocket engines. Let them fly on something else. They're broomsticks." Wow. Well, I bet you money that this was taken rather personally by the SpaceX boss. And in response to that, Elon Musk posted another video of another Falcon 9 rocket launching another 47 Starlink satellites into orbit. Take that, Mr. Sir. And that is why I believe that besides the obvious humanitarian reasons to help Ukraine, Elon is gaining a little extra satisfaction by helping Ukraine in their fight against Putin. I think it's awesome and pretty sick that Elon is helping the Ukrainians. In fact, President Zelensky invited Elon Musk to Ukraine when all this tense situation is over to explore the possibility of Starlink helping other cities to have access to the internet connection, since Russian army has pretty much destroyed all their infrastructure. For now, internet access in Ukraine is stable, at least in the main cities. However, it is expected that over time, the speed and quality of the network will slow down, since it is noted that Starlink can become a backup for systems, but it's not a permanent solution yet. Another way that Elon could also help Ukrainians is by blocking the Russian media, which have been engaged in political propaganda on the internet for the longest time. According to the news, the Russian government is skillfully spreading rumors and disconfirming and even banning any media that speaks against their stand in this war, even Russian themselves. For this reason, people on Twitter are asking Elon to block the Russian media, but Elon refused to do so. On another tweet, he said that governments of some countries have made such a request from him, but he calls himself an absolutist when it comes to freedom of speech. Against the background of the situation around Ukraine, a number of Western countries have excluded Russian state media from their broadcast grid. So the head of Tesla could also do the same that his colleagues are doing, but it seems like it is simply against his principles, which I respect. He could also do the same that other automakers are doing, like Mercedes, BMW, Volkswagen, and just simply suspend all kind of production from Russian territory. The Russian car market has plunged into a crisis due to economic sanctions and the sharp fluctuations in the exchange rate. So will Tesla stop supplying its electric vehicles to Russia? There's not information about this yet. Elon previously did not rule the possibility that Tesla could potentially build a plant for production of electric vehicles in Russia, but now, given the recent events, it seems like this opportunity will no longer be a possibility, at least not for the foreseeable future. So the question is, how far will Elon go to help Ukraine and the state of the world after all? Well, recently, Elon Musk himself, who is well known for being very vocal about the problems of global warming, called for an increase on oil and gas production. What this means is that Elon is ready to sacrifice some of his electric vehicle business revenue in order to benefit the US economy. He admits that growth in oil and gas production will negatively affect the Tesla electric car business. However, he also understands that sustainable energy solutions simply cannot immediately compensate for the Russian oil and gas exports. Just yesterday, the US banned all purchases of Russian oil as part of the sanctions. And even though the US only imports close to 10 to 13% of its energy from Russia, there's no doubt that we are all going to feel the impact of this sanction at the pump, and also the overall levels of inflation. Also, as part of the sanction package, President Biden has promised to impose sanctions against the Russian space program. According to him, the United States will block more than half of the high-tech exports to Russia, including the high-end processors which are used to build their spaceships. This is a blow to their ability to modernize their armed forces and will also harm their aerospace industry, including their space program, and will also reduce Russia's ability to compete economically. Commenting on this statement, Mr. Dmitry Rogozin, the same guy that threatened to not export any rocket engines to the US, said that the termination of the US-Russian cooperation on space could lead to the fall of the ISS due to the fact that the correction of the station's orbit is carried out by Russian engines. According to him, the avoidance of dangerous approaches to space debris is carried out exclusively by Russian engines. And if the cooperation with Russia stopped, then who will save the space station from an uncontrolled descent from orbit, crashing into the planet. We have Elon. And I love this because to this comment, Elon Musk responded that his company, SpaceX, could do this.
This is Elon Musk. I'm in charge of the whole Mars colonization project.
So it's been a back and forth in which Elon Musk seems to be more and more involved. And this is important because even though Elon Musk is just one man, his fortune, even after substantial losses, is larger than the total Russian reserve fund. Besides that, he's the head of two of the most cutting-edge companies in tech and research in the world at the time. So, he could be a very important factor if a third world war was to break out. So Russia surely wants Elon out of their business. On an open statement, Rogozin even accused Elon to be on the side of the enemy by supplying Ukraine with equipment to provide access to broadband internet. He said that the new developments that Musk is implementing are also connected to the Pentagon, almost insinuating that the Pentagon itself is involved or was involved in the Starlink delivery to Ukraine. The Pentagon denied having any type of involvement in the delivery of the satellites though. So everything seems to indicate that Elon is acting on his own when it comes to helping Ukraine. And to this, I say, well done, Elon. I respect that, sir. Alright, so this is it for today. If you enjoyed this video, would you do me a big favor and hit that like button for the YouTube algorithm, and of course subscribe to my channel and hit that bell notification so you get notified every time I post new content like this. Alright, hit the like button. Bye.